Hey guys, it's Mackenzie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming my May TBR and I am so excited, so let's get right into it. It is currently Thursday, April 30th at 8:04 p.m., which means that it is time to choose my May TBR. I've been a little MIA on the book front, and that is because I have been in the biggest slump I think I've been in since I started reading, or I should say rereading again, about 5 years ago when I really started getting back into reading. I literally could not pick up a book. It took me an entire month to read any book that I picked up if I did finish it, and I started plenty that I did not get through. There was a lot of books that I knew were really good, but I just was not in the headspace to absorb them. And in context, I literally only finished 2 books in April. One of them was the final book in Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon series that's out right now, so book 8, and it took me so long to finish that book. And it's really not that long of a book. It's maybe like 300 pages. And I also finished a book for a book club that I listened to on audio. I did not physically read. So I pretty much did no reading in the month of April, and I really want to remedy that in May. I'm finally starting to feel like I am ready to get back into reading, and I could not be more excited. And we're gonna bring back the good old TBR wheel. In the past, when I've done this, I had my entire physical TBR because a lot of the books that you see behind me, I have not physically read, around 100 of them, and I want to read much more of my physical TBR. So what I've done is I bought a couple books since I last updated this, so I added those as well. I was going to kind of show you some of the new books that I've gotten that are sort of on my radar for May, and then I also added a few books onto the wheel that are on my Kindle. Even though they're not physical TBR books, they're books that are in the forefront of my mind and books that I kind of want to get to. So yeah, I'll first just do a quick little book haul of what I got the other day at Barnes & Noble. Also, please don't mind Remy attacking his toy behind me. It's the only way to keep him entertained. The first book that I got at Barnes & Noble was Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I got this book solely because I want to watch the movie, and I told myself I can't watch the movie if I don't read the book first. It's definitely a classic, but I think it's pretty short. I mean, it definitely is really short. I felt like it was just something I needed to have on my shelves. The next book that I got was Piranesi by Susanna Clark, and actually my fiance just binged this and read it in less than a week, and he was obsessed with it. He said it was very good, so this one is definitely at the top of my radar to read. I might even automatically add this, but we'll see. The next book that I got was Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. I also have Blue Sisters by this author, which I have not read, so I don't really know why I bought this one, but this is a book that has just captivated me. This cover, I don't know why I'm obsessed with. I know it's about 2 modern day people named Cleo and Frank, and it's their love story, and I'm just really interested in it, so I think this would be a good spring summer read. Next, I've been seeing this book everywhere, so I had to get my hands on it, and it's Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke. This is apparently, or at least I've been pitched this book as it's a modern day trad wife influencer who gets sent back into the 1800s, and she still gets to keep her same family, but then she actually has to live the life that she's portraying to the internet. I don't know, it just seems so interesting, and I do actually think, I might be wrong, but I feel like they're making this into a movie already, so I just think that this would be a very interesting book to read. Next, I had to get this copy because it's so beautiful, but this is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, and as you can see, it just has this beautiful print. It has the rough edge pages. The inside is so pretty. It comes with its own bookmark string, which I absolutely love in books. And I know that this is a book that everybody's raving about. It's told in the perspective of only letters and emails, and I've been obsessed with the M.M. Lyon books, which are also written as journal entries. Please ignore my dog ripping up that toy. But I think that I'm really gonna like this book a lot, and I had not seen this copy or this version before, so I decided to pick it up. And the last book I got, I'm also super excited for because I've been seeing everyone and their mother talk about this book, and it is Into the Blue by Emma Brody. First of all, look at this cover. All of these covers are pretty amazing. And so this is pitched as a love story. Look at the inside. It's It's marvelous. This has been pitched as a love story for nerds, which I'm obsessed with, and I think that this is a great way, or a great book to read this time of year, going into spring and summer. That's like the peak romance time. So that is everything that I got from Barnes & Noble, and now we're gonna get right into the TBR. So like I was saying, I'm going to be doing my TBR wheel on my computer. I still have my old physical TBR from before where I inputted all the books behind me, and I just added those new books that I just showed you and just a few from my Kindle. And I think we're still gonna choose 8. I know I only read 2 books last month, but I am going on vacation this month and I'm planning on reading, so I'm thinking that I'm going to be reading a lot more books than I have been. And this upcoming weekend, I have no plans, so I'm planning on binging 2 or 3 books. So maybe I should do a 24-hour reading challenge. That would be kind of fun. Let me know if that would be fun. Anyways, we are going to get right into it with our first spin. Okay, our first one we got was actually Rewind It Back, which is a romance. That's actually kind of fun. I think that'll be an easy book to read. It's by Ashley Poston, I believe. Yeah, so from what I can remember, it's a book by Ashley Poston. It's about 2 people or a couple who are in the music industry. I feel like they're in a musical school. I don't really know anything, but no, I think that a romance would be a good way to ease into the warmer weather. And at the end of, or after I'm done spinning, I'm gonna go grab all the books and we'll kind of go over everything about each of them. We are going to do our next spin. Actually, I should probably write this down. Okay, book number 2. Pride and Prejudice. Uh-oh. Okay, here's the thing. I want to read this. I'm going to read this year, but I do think that the book club that I'm in online, the Chris and Mads book club, I think that they're going to be doing this in the fall because there's a new adaptation coming out, and I want to read it with the book club. So just because I am 100% going to read it at the end of this year or in the fall, I'm going to skip this, but not because I'm being a baby, which I have been about Pride and Prejudice in the past, but I am going to respin because I want to read that with the club instead of by myself. So sorry, but let's respin. Okay, now again, book number 2. Ooh, we got a historical fiction. I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about this book, but it is The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre. Maybe I should go get these books while I'm talking about them. I think that would make the most sense. So, Remy's excited. I'm realizing something. First of all, I was thinking Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, not Rewind It Back. I think Rewind It Back is on my Kindle, and that's one of those sports romance books. But I definitely want books off my physical TBR. So yeah, so there's that. Strike 1. That one's coming off the list. 2, I don't have The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre. Oh my gosh, and I'm spinning already for book 3. So I don't have The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre, and I have my actual first book sitting right there. I'm not gonna look yet, but I don't know where that book is. Maybe I gave it to my mom, but if I don't have it, I'm not gonna read it. So let's look at what my actual first book will be. We're actually starting now, okay, ready? So this is going to be my number 1. Oh, actually no, this is exciting. So I got The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand. I do know I have this book. I actually have it on both audio and physical, and I'm very excited for this one, mostly because my mom actually just finished it this week and she was telling me all about it, and she told me that she thinks that I'm really gonna like it. So we are going to add The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand to our list. Number 1, actual number 1. Let's spin for number 2. Aw, we got The House in the Cerulean Sea. I actually got this one on my February TBR wheel and I did not read it, so I'm very excited to add that one back on. This is a book that I think will be great in the springtime. It's it's magical realism from what I have heard, and I think it's a really heartwarming and sweet book. It might even be good to bring on a trip, so maybe I'll bring it on my trip, but I'm definitely going to add that one to my list. So number 2 is The House in the Cerulean Sea. Let's do number 3. And I'm definitely gonna make sure that I actually have all of these books before I add them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wanted to add this. Okay, the TBR wheel is working with my brain. I got Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the new Hunger Games book. I know the movie's coming out later this year, but I don't want to read the book really close to when the movie comes out, like super close, because I know for a fact I'll be disappointed in the movie. I want to read it, and I have been thinking of reading it soon, and I don't know why, but every time I've read Hunger Games has been in like the spring, summer, like May, June time. So this is the perfect time. And I got a beautiful copy of it for Christmas from my brother. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, we're adding that. I have heard nothing but good things about this new book, and I'm so thrilled to get my hands on it and to read it. Oh my gosh, that might literally be the first book that I actually pick up. Maybe, we'll see. The TBR wheel, it knows I'm manifesting. It knows exactly what I want. Let's go for book number 4. I got The Midnight Library. Oh, I don't know why. I was thinking of The Secret History for some reason. Okay, The Midnight Library is another magical realism, which is interesting. Kind of like The House in the Cerulean Sea, at least from what I remember. But this is another really, really popular book from a year or two ago that everybody says is really great, and it's also short, which I appreciate. I think most of these books that I've gotten are like under the 400 page mark, which is very nice. Okay, I'm excited about that one. Let's go for number 5. I'm hoping for a little bit of a change in pace. I'm scared. Oh, okay, we got Love Unwritten, which I think is by Lauren Asher, which I believe is, yeah, so this is the second book. This is on my Kindle, actually. I think I've removed this from my Kindle Unlimited. I don't really know if I'm very interested in finishing this series, so I think we might actually respin this one. I just don't really think I'm very interested in that, or in Lauren Asher's books at the moment. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna respin. We're gonna respin for number 5. I got Ruthless Vows. I think this is one of the new ones I added. This is by Ruthless Vows is number 2 in the Divine Rivals, isn't it? Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. So I've only read Divine Rivals. I kind of think it was overhyped, in my opinion. I wasn't a huge fan. Like 3-ish stars. So I've really been putting off the second book. I'll add this, no promises. And I don't think I do not own the physical copy. This is also on my Kindle. So if I don't find it on my Kindle, if it was a Kindle Limited book, I'm not gonna read it and we can respin, but we'll go back to that. I'll add it for now. Number 5, Ruthless Vows. That'll be a little bit of a caveat. We'll see if we're gonna keep it. Let's spin for number 6. We got The Ministry of Time. Oh my gosh, I'm getting such good books right now. This is, I think it's a science fiction, right? You're able to like go back in time. That's like actually all I know about this book. Like absolutely nothing. So we're gonna add that, a science fiction. I'm getting a lot of books. Over in this part of my shelf is like my like fiction-y books, and I feel like every book that I'm spinning is from that area. So, but I've heard really great things about all these books, so it looks like hopefully we'll get a 5-star in the month of May. So that was number 6. We've got 2 more spins. I really oh, we got Piranesi. Okay, that's so exciting. I am absolutely thrilled with that. I was going to read it anyways, so I'm happy to add that to my TBR. Like I said, that's one that my fiance just finished yesterday, and he said it was amazing, so I'm so excited to read it. I think I'm literally gonna read that tomorrow morning, maybe even a little bit right now before bed. This TBR wheel is doing good things. Okay, we're gonna spin for the last book, and then I'll also tell you the books I'm in the middle of right now and one other book I have on my radar. Okay, book number 8. We got a Kristen Hannah. We got The Four Winds. I mean, honestly, it definitely does round out this list. This is an insanely stacked reading month. Wow. I genuinely believe out of the books that I have right here, I expect that literally all of them could be 5-star reads, except for maybe Ruthless Vows and The Academy. I still think I'm going to love The Academy, but I think it'll be like a 4 or 4.5. Ruthless Vows, like I said, I'm still not 100% sure about. Actually, before I go grab all the books, let's just see if I even have Ruthless Vows still on my Kindle, and if not, we're gonna respin for that one. Because I have one other Kindle book that I'm like antsy to read. Okay. I do still have Ruthless Vows on my Kindle, so we're gonna leave it. Oh, I actually also have The House in the Cerulean Sea also on my Kindle. That's exciting. So yeah, we're gonna leave Ruthless Vows, and we will try our hardest to read it. Let me go grab these books. Be right back. have collected all of my books. So we're gonna do a little debrief of the books that I just selected. So the first book that I got was The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and her daughter Shelby Cunningham. Like I said, I also have this on audio, which I'm very excited for, and I'm really excited to read this. It is a fall-ish vibe, but like, I don't care. I've heard that there's a crazy cliffhanger. Can't wait to see that. The next book I picked was The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I know that this is like, I think it's about a man who goes to this house, which is for like troubled magical children, and then he helps them, which just sounds so sweet and wholesome. So I'm excited for that. Next, we have possibly my most excited and anticipated read, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. And this is such a beautiful foiled copy. It has this writing on the side. Our tears will not be used for their entertainment. And it's just so beautiful. I actually have two copies of this book. I have the generic one and this. I actually don't know if I'm gonna read this one. Oh, but look how pretty that is. I think I'm gonna read the other one, but I'm so excited for that book. The next book that we picked up was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I literally think I know nothing about this. So I just read the top of the blurb on the back, and it essentially looks like, what if you had a chance to go back and fix or change your past? And I guess the Midnight Library can allow you to do that. So that'll be really fun to read. And then we got Ruthless Vows, which is by Rebecca Ross, which is book 2 in the Divine Rivals duology. The only thing I'm excited for is if I do read this, I will have finished off another series that I have not finished. And that's the only thing I'm excited for. I don't really know why. I'm really not looking forward to that book, but maybe we'll do it anyways. Next book I got was The Ministry of Time. This is by Callie Ann Bradley. I feel like this one got so much hype last year. Let me just read this real quick. So essentially, it looks like the main character she's called a bridge. She sort of counsels people who have time traveled from the past into the present. So it looks like she's working with somebody called 1847. So he's from 1847, but he's in the modern world. There's a blurb from Emily Henry on the front, so I'm gonna love it. The next book we got was Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark. I genuinely don't know anything about this. Logan told me to go into this completely blind, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I know nothing. I think it could be Greek mythology, but I have no idea. On the front, it literally says, destined to become a work of classic fantasy. So we have to read that. And then the last book I got was none other than The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. This is actually one of my favorite covers of hers. I just think this is so beautiful, and I think this has to do with the Dust Bowl. Yeah, in Texas in the 1920s, there was the Dust Bowl during the Great Depression, I think, and I don't know, I always love Kristen Hanna's books because I feel like I leave them knowing a lot more about a certain time in history that I didn't know much about before. So I am excited to read this. The only thing is they can be a bit of a downer, but they're also kind of addicting. So we will add The Four Winds to our list. All right, guys, so we have our extremely fat, extremely stacked TBR for May. I am so excited. As always, I probably won't 100% stick to this. I'm going to try my hardest. I'm putting it on my bedside table right now, so that way I can start reading these. I am currently in the middle of The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. I will be finishing in May because I'm not finishing it tonight. I'm going right to bed after this. Actually, I think that's the only book I'm currently in the middle of. Oh, no. The only other book that I might be reading, the little tiny book that I might be reading in the month of May is Kingdom of Ash. I reread the entire Throne of Glass series last year, except for Kingdom of Ash. I think I'm just not ready for the emotional turmoil that this book puts me through, but also what better way to get back into reading than to read your absolute favorite book, which this is definitely up there. So this might be added. I don't even know how many pages I'm going to be reading this month, but hopefully a ton. So here's my list of books, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you loved this May TBR. I want to know what you're reading in May. If you have a TBR, if you have anything on your radar, which of these books are you most excited to see? Like I said, maybe I'll do like a reading for 24-hour challenge. I think that would be kind of fun to do this weekend. I don't really have a lot of plans. Spoiler alert, I will not be staying up 24 hours. I value my sleep way, way too much, but I would love to film reading for 24 hours collectively using a timer. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you made it this far, I'd love it if you would like, subscribe, you know, all the YouTube things. Also, comment, that would be amazing. I can type back to you. And thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I'm going to be posting a weekend vlog, so I will see you then, and have a great night. Happy May, guys. We finally made it. It's spring. I'm so excited.